Yeah, I'm about to play this Trap Geek joint real quick, and I'm about to get some food. I'm about to bring. I got ordered Chipotle.
What drill rapping was, but I called my son. He sent me some videos, and it is alarming.
At one time, the Bronx was a thriving community. That started to change.
Where y'all niggas at, bro? We y'all Lori Law niggas at? Y'all niggas pissing on my son, Goon Ward, nigga. Y'all niggas is fucking.
You did somebody who died. His name was Rara.
Yeah. Before he died, 2 days before he died, he said, I'm gonna kill you when I see you. Look how that worked.
These individuals want to get credit for the harm that they're doing.
The gangs are accused of operating out of public housing and often stalk their enemies in broad daylight.
Why y'all running out dirty? Why you running? Why y'all running?
We are allowing music, displaying of guns, violence. We're allowing it to stay on these sites.
Alright, what is up, everybody? We gonna talk about New York drill. Probably one of the wildest scenes in rap, period. 7 years ago, there was a huge explosion with Brooklyn drill. Then the feds started doing gang sweeps, taking everybody down one by one. It got so crazy, you got shootings happening in Times Square involving established rappers.
This week's gunfire in Times Square, police have made an arrest. 20-year-old Kumina Elijah of Brooklyn.
Since 2017, the NYPD has used facial recognition technology, or FRT, in 22,000 cases. Because there's so many cameras in New York, the internet gets their hands on the footage of their favorite rappers involved in shootouts and moving traffic, stabbings, beatings near delis. I mean, some of the songs that were going viral. Every other line was someone smoking on someone's dead ops. Crews would boast about those same crimes and put them in music videos like they were Easter eggs. You had the city's mayor, Eric Adams, coming out in a press conference wanting to ban drill music, even expanding and investing into different departments that tracks everybody's pages online.
Much of that work is done here at the NYPD's Real-Time Crime Center.
They're bragging about what they're doing. Social media has proven to be an invaluable tool.
A few years ago, the Bronx took over. Maybe one of the sickest boroughs in the city.
The society in the Bronx is horrible.
Rappers from the Bronx to stop using the music to encourage shootings.
I remember in the 90s, kids were throwing fridges off the roofs of the River Park Tower projects in the Bronx. And now the kids from RPT are getting indicted by the dozens on federal racketeering and gang conspiracy charges.
Niggas don't care about me, my heart. My heart only been 3 months. Niggas really forgot about me already.
With the government trying to pin them for everything from murder all the way to animal cruelty. Talking about one of the most infamous drill voices in the scene, D-Thang, who was talking shit to a pigeon on an Instagram live stream with his boys, then shooting it dead for 100 viewers.
Your little mate's right here. Dawg, wait. We about to drill now. You gonna pick him up? I can't look.
See, everything in New York was getting done for clout, followers, and numbers. With shootings spiking from 200 all the way to 500 last year. It's all young kids, aged 13 and 15, maneuvering the back alleys and the looping hills in the Bronx, using scooters to carry out hits in broad day.
This gang conducted wolf pack-like searches throughout the investigation.
Now, we're getting into all this, but first, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Millie's. Let's go.
I'm trying to send someone to urgent before they make me a patient. With the stroller in a hospital hallway pacing. Put it on my...
think so. Wow. The music in the Bronx is super high energy, sometimes too high. Like these kids got ADD or something. The Bronx has the biggest dropout rate in all of New York, and it's becoming a problem. You got kids going to school in rival territories, with different campuses getting metal detectors in them to squash gang shootings.
Jelly! OIK, you heard? What?
This, of course, is the rapper Shaike, with 100 million views on YouTube in 2 years of rapping, coming out of the Cortland Projects in the South Bronx, aka Home of Extortion. In 2009, the Cortland Homes was subject to a police sweeping called Operation Bad Apple, which took down 52 people for racketeering and gang conspiracy. The NYPD even went on to build a police building right across the street from the projects called PSA 7, even though a precinct and a Bronx Borough Court are literally a few blocks away. Cortland's home to popular rappers like B-Love and Shaike. Shah, who's known for having a deep-ass voice that doesn't really match his face, went to the rival school in Mott Haven campus, just 9 minutes away from his hood, where he would bug out towards any kid that repped the rival gang, the YGs. He was making posts talking about YG killer, even hopping on Instagram lives at 12 years old saying directly to a YG kid named Wuladi that he was gonna spare him.
What's up, Via Wuladi? Yo, he said what's up, Via Wuladi?
I know, I'm not gonna jump you, I'm gonna jump nuts.
5 years later, Wu Lottie would get murdered. See, the Young Gunners, or the YGs, is an infamous Bronx-made gang which started in 2003 in the Ma Haven houses and the Patterson houses, just 10 minutes away from Cortland. 2 detention centers in the Bronx, Horizons and Crossroads, are breeding grounds for gang recruitment, and the YGs were formed to combat the overwhelming numbers of Bloods in adult jails like Rikers Island. At one point, the YGs had dozens and dozens of different sets, all banging under its umbrella, with all sorts of different hoods spread out throughout the Bronx, forcing other blocks around them to create their own gangs in response to combat the YGs. You can even see this in the classic South Bronx joint, Shot Caller, from French Montana.
This is my song.
In the video, French is surrounded by YGs, and here, you can see the leader, Drew Hef, who was killed a few years later at Club Tropicana, beaten on the head with the glass base of a hookah pipe. And when the glass shattered, his ops used a metal rod inside the hookah to continue pounding his head, leaving Drew Hef drenched in blood. He died in a coma a week later. The youngsters who oppose YGs often cite this event to antagonize them. YGs were notorious for violence themselves. Locals remember a horrific event that took place on April 16th of 2012, when a gang of YGs were drinking liquor on a hazy night, discussing who was the toughest in the crew. This crew of YGs made a 7-minute walk and stormed their rivals on Cortland Ave to see who they could catch. The Cortland buildings were empty, except for one kid, a 16-year-old named Noah Bala, aka Moses, was alone walking. Probably weighed about 90 pounds soaking wet. The YGs chased him, kicked him to the ground, and stomped him to death. Kids from the Cortland projects hold Noah's name in high regard. Be Love, whose hit song, If You Know You Know, got 16 million views when it was released 2 years ago. He actually confronted the brother of a YG's member that killed Noah outside in front of the Metro Court, as this guy was waiting to be tried for a different murder of another Cortland youth named Yellow.
Come across the street. I came in court with it. God, fly me, throw that up one more time. What the fuck you talking about? What you talking about, put? Come across the street.
The Bronx is so crazy. Dudes will get active in the courts, outside the courts, in front of police. They don't care.
Come here, shot. I'm coming to court tonight.
Now, Noah's death is brought up in dozens of drill songs, all to disrespect him and the Cortland projects. Notorious YG rapper D-Thang out of the River Park Towers, a YG stronghold in the West Bronx, made the song Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. In it, D-Thang has a cold-blooded line talking about the beating of Noah.
Just watch how we spin like a fidget. If we catch a hop, we going like that midget. So Jelly fall back, I'ma clip on.
That song is riddled with disses. The title itself sounds funny. Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. It's a direct shot at Sha Ike, the rapper from Cortland, who was caught on camera getting a wedgie.
Drag him! Yo!
Do you like my new song?
Wait, Sha Ike got a wedgie? I thought Sha Ike killed like 10 niggas. He ain't got no fucking wedgie. We'll do some research on that.
Wedgie Man this, Wedgie Man that.
Now, D-Thang's home, RPT, the River Park Towers, alias the Death Towers, encompasses 2 44-floor buildings and 2 38-story buildings standing over the Harlem River. 8 years ago, the feds took down 20 of their top guys, wiping out the leaders, hiring security guards, and installing cameras to stop people from dealing drugs right outside. Then, the kids took over.
One way in, one way out. So this is my brother for life, forever.
They continued drug dealing, robbing. The feds were actually finding illegal weapons in the music videos, then tying them to shootings.
You got shot, is that true?
Yeah, we know. Word of my mother, we know.
New York has always had very strict gun laws. People wanted to know how these kids were getting their hands on weapons. Ghost guns, these untraceable firearms made from parts you could purchase online. It's been wreaking havoc in the city.
If you're a child, if you're a convicted felon, you can go online and purchase these parts, get the parts, construct a firearm.
Serial numbers, untraceable, no background check, nothing. That is a problem.
The whole of 2021 was crazy. As the feds were tuning into Instagram lives, you could see stuff like rapper D-Thang with his own cousin, K-Flock, flashing out on each other for a live audience.
Yeah, Muddy, don't do that, Muddy. Don't do that, Muddy.
If I see Stunner, you know I'ma whack him. Fuck that. No, I'ma clash him. Show my energy last time I saw you, Stunner.
K-Flock is literally D-Thang's blood cousin, coming from the famous Little Italy part of Central Bronx, near the 48th Precinct. K-Flock's own mom pretended in an interview not even to know who D-Thang was.
Him and D-Thang are cousins.
I don't even know who that thing is. I'm the mom and I'm confirming it. That's nowhere near related to me at all.
His gang DOA, or Dead on Arrival, is an allegiance of 5 blocks, all of which...
Are they really cousins then? If the mom is like denying it. I don't know if the mom is like into the gang stuff, but if the mom is saying we ain't cousins, how could it be cousins?
Are surrounded by YGs and Drillies, a vicious gang of bloods that also oppose K-Flock and his gang DOA.
Come outside, Flocka, come play. Come play today. You always playing on the internet. I want you to come play today.
Now, because the fans knew K-Flock as a crash-out specialist who would film his gang endeavors all for social media, this resulted in all his music getting more and more views.
Let me tell y'all what he did, bro. This nigga gonna call me to a mansion party full of hot. Ask KK.
Yo, I was there. We was in there, but who was there?
That's what I'm saying.
Knocker in there. Right or wrong, no.
Now, this would make his rivals upset and jealous. K-Flock would bring them into Instagram lives just to argue with them.
Bro, y'all of scariness. I was volleying y'all. You never did nothing to me though. Really didn't.
Am I tripping? Is this a guy named Rajiz? Might be tripping.
Never did nothing to me.
That kid he was talking shit to is Rajiz, a YG member from the 800 block, literally a 15-minute walk away from K-Flock's hood. Now, just 2 weeks after they had that argument on live, this YG kid Rajiz would preview a track called Real Facts, where he was going after K-Flock.
Hey yo, kicking out less with the facts. Anytime that they throw out through backs, he blew you a K, you ain't smoking on Matt.
While this was going on, the feds were catching these same YG kids on surveillance cameras, carjacking Toyota Camrys, Mercedes Benzes, even robbing someone at gunpoint. A month later, on July 11th, those same YG goons were hunting in DOA territory, K-Flock's neighborhood. They only had to drive 6 minutes before stumbling upon a 13-year-old kid named J-Rip, who looked up to K-Flock with huge admiration. One kid hopped out of a black Honda Accord that had 3 orange racing stripes on its hood. The kid aimed his pistol, unloading into J-Rip, who stumbled into this cafe, Angels, bled out, and died in front of customers. The same cafe, Angels, where K-Flock and Shaike were hanging out on a live stream a few months ago, right across the street from K-Flock's apartment.
Word to the God.
Don't slide. Don't try to go like doing some stupid shit.
Word to J-Rip's murder.
So Shaike and K-Flock on the same team. Okay.
Got out quickly that day. The kid Rajiz, who was on live with Flock a few months prior, was now on social media mocking J-Rip's death. 7 hours later, Jay's friends went off to retaliate. They found Rajiz in a private Uber on the phone. 2 shooters on a scooter pulled up next to him, opened fire through the window, hitting him in the head and torso, killing Ra instantly. And all this happened in Mount Hope, a mile out from J-Rip's murder scene earlier that day. Ra's family learned about his death from a friend who was on the phone with him at the moment he was killed. Revenge does not heal losing loved ones, but Flock's fame was exponentially growing. He got an offer for his very first show, upstate in Poughkeepsie, 2 hours out of New York City, where locals targeted him right away. 5 people were found shot, 1 stabbed, right outside the club Revel 32, as security at the venue scrambled, turning his tour bus into a makeshift ambulance, transporting victims to the hospital. The tour bus got shot up as well, because the people that were doing the shooting thought the K-Flock was inside it.
Most of these victims were occupants of a private bus that had been identified as being in multiple locations here in the city of Poughkeepsie.
But he managed to escape unharmed. The next day, K-Flock would pop out at Rolling Loud, New York for a surprise performance.
With the surprise performance, the next stars in New York.
That nigga used to work at No Jumper. Name Hakeem. I think he was our generation now.
K-Flock and B-Love.
But he got into a brawl with another Bronx artist as their entourages clashed, thus banning Flock from the festival for life. But all this beefing just boosted his profile. That same night, he would drop the song Being Honest with G Herbo, which now has 25 million views on YouTube. It was like K-Flock was on top of the world, but he was still doing drills. 6 days later, he was in a rental car with his boys, driving to his cousin D-Thang's building, the River Park Towers, spotting an op, shooting them.
This is what I never got about this situation. If K-Flock ever saw, say he was going to go find somebody else, and he saw a D-Thang in the streets, would he hurt his own cousin or he was talking shit? I don't think he was trying to kill his own cousin, right?
On the Roberto Clemente Bridge. You'd think it would stop there, but no. The next week, undercovers pulled K-Flock over in Yonkers, finding a gun in his sock, which if you know New York laws, carries a 3 to 5 year sentence. The very next day, he was bragging about buying a new gun. You're thinking this might stop, and it will. Getting close to Christmas, on December 16th, 2021, K-Flock walked past the barbershop in Harlem, early in the morning. Had a standoff with this man, pulled a pistol out, and shot him dead. The rapper in the city with the most buzz, caught on surveillance video, wearing designer clothing from head to toe, shooting a rival. And the shoes he's wearing in surveillance video that day are the same unreleased Jordans he was showing off for social media just a few days before. The craziest part is the guy Flock's booked for killing comes from a set in Harlem that have the same enemies that K-Flock has. Geographically, they have the same rivals. They both beef with YGs and Drillies. Flock began beefing with this set in Harlem called the OIs because one of their rappers, E-Dot Baby, was seen at a party smoking on Instagram Live with some YGs.
Yo, this shit, why do this shit got 300 views?
So Flock...
I know that, I heard of E-Dot Baby. Not Flocko. K-Flock mentioned him. He said, E-Dot Baby, he ain't on nothing. Who's E-Dot Baby? What do you do?
Showing off for social media just a few days before. The craziest part is the guy Flock's booked for killing comes from a set in Harlem that have the same enemies that K-Flock has. Geographically, they have the same rivals. They both beef with YGs and Drillies. Flock began beefing with this set in Harlem called the OIs because one of their rappers, E-Dot Baby, was seen at a party smoking on Instagram Live with some YGs.
Yo, this shit, why do this shit got 300 views?
So Flock turned on them, gathered his posse, and made one of the coldest Bronx Drill songs yet, called Brotherly Love. Riddled with disses towards this Harlem set, the OIs.
I got the funny gon' knock off his hoe. Niggas talking fuck he wanna do. He chill with them obligations.
Nah, this on fire.
Whatever they throw up, I'm dropping it too.
Shy EK, the rapper from Cortland, would side with E-Dot Baby, so in turn, he would start beefing with Flock, and Flock would start beefing with him, both of them releasing diss tracks.
Wait, Shy EK and K-Flock, I thought they were on the same team. How you beef with your own teammate? What the fuck going on?
All brotherly love. Riddled with disses towards this Harlem set, the OIs.
I got the funny gon' knock off his hoe. Niggas talking fuck he wanna do. He chill with them op niggas too. Whatever they throw up, I'm dropping it too.
Shy EK, the rapper from Cortland, would side with E-Dot Baby, so in turn, he would start beefing with Flock.
So this guy said G-O-M-E-D, G-O-M-D already. What does that mean? What the fuck does this mean? Go MD already? What does this mean? Somebody tell me what this means. Oh, get off my dick. Oh, shit. Niggas got like shortenings for that? Okay. Get off my dick already. And K-Flock says, stop hiding. Let me ask y'all a question, man. I've been trying to figure this about K-Flock. If this is the Shy EK nigga, and they were like friends and teammates, let's say they got upset at each other or whatever, would y'all think that K-Flock would have killed this guy? Nah, right? This like, are we to believe that K-Flock would have killed his own cousin? Nah, he wouldn't be doing that shit, right? What do y'all think? Like K-Flock not no King Von, right? Like King Von look like you. King Von on some other shit. K-Flock wouldn't have killed his own cousin D-Thing or killed his former teammate. Shy EK, right? No, he wouldn't. Like, I see how a lot of y'all say yes. Nah, he wouldn't. Nah, come on now, bro. Stop it. Nah, come on. You think that he would have been cool with this guy than killed him? Nah, come on now. Stop. What?
And Flock would start beefing with him. Both of them releasing diss tracks, with Flock saying he was smoking on Shaike's dead father.
Free Flock. All y'all niggas music's doing bad now. Y'all need him, but free him, because you know what we're gonna do. He gonna be the 5th dead DOA member.
Interestingly, just minutes before Flock pulled the trigger at that barber shop, killing.
Wait. What this nigga say?
Start beefing with Flock, and Flock would start beefing with him. Both of them releasing diss tracks, with Flock saying he was smoking on Shaike's dead.
So K Flock said he was smoking on Shaike's father? Nah. What?
Father.
Free Flock.
Oh, so this is after K Flock get locked up. Then this is a Shaike dude. Is this guy still free? Is he alive? I don't know. So then he started talking about K Flock. What did he say though?
All y'all niggas music.
He said free K Flock. Let me just go back. I want to get the whole thing.
Free Flock. All y'all niggas music's doing bad now. Y'all need him, but free him, because you know what we're gonna do. He gonna be the 5th dead DOA member.
Interesting.
Did he say K Flock was gonna be the 5th dead DOA? I think their thing is DOA. He said he would have killed K Flock? No, what?
Just minutes before Flock pulled the trigger at that barber shop, killing the man, he had logged onto FaceTime to talk directly to his rivals, brandishing his gun. And he was filming at the exact same stoops where Baby, the rapper from Harlem, had filmed a music video 1 year prior called Ready for War. Slowly, one by one, the Bronx was following the Brooklyn scene, with all their rappers getting wiped out by police indictments. 5 months later, the Drillies would get taken down in a massive RICO case, booking 20 people for murder, conspiracy, racketeering, and gang activity. Not even a month later, D-Thang, along with 22 of his guys from RPT, would get swept up as well. Then if you thought the scene wasn't toxic enough, 6 months later, the young rapper from Harlem, Baby, would commit suicide, which has fans still wondering to this day.
Wait, the dude Baby that K Flock rapped about killed himself? Oh shit.
Why that happened. Fast forward to this year, February 2023, and K Flock, who was already sitting in prison for murder,
I think K Flock hella brolic right now. What's up?
Would be one of 7 DOA members named in a federal indictment spanning from 2017 all the way to 2023. This is the New York drill scene in a nutshell. Every few years, a scene pops off from one of the boroughs, rappers make a huge wave, and then it all comes crashing down. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Well, damn. Well, alrighty then. So these guys are all friends, and they're like, all right. Well, I guess. All right. Anyway, I like K Flock. I hope he gets out. Not sure if he'll ever get out. But actually, he'll probably get out. You know, look like Troy Ave or Tax Stone is gonna get shit. Tax Stone's gonna get like 15 to 20 years, right? I think K Flock could probably get the same. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing for K Flock, which is the lucky part. Will he have a music career? Possibly not, right? If K Flock get out 15 years from now, nobody want to hear music from him. That's just facts. But will he have a chance at regular life? He's like 20 now. If he gets out in 15 years, he's 35. Yes, you still have the rest of your life in front of you. So we will see. Wow, that's fucking kind of crazy. Listen, I'll give you the last update because we're at the 8-hour mark, and I'm glad that I